The Russian Federation hasn't completed the official procedures for full accession to the United Nations, hasn't ratified or signed its charter, and the jure cannot be considered a party to the United Nations Charter, a United Nations member and a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. De facto, the Russian Federation successfully enjoys all rights and the possibilities of these three statuses. At the same time, its rights in the United Nations are based solely on certain well-established practices, which some may consider an internationally accepted custom. However, the Russian Federation is not at all an automatic successor to the former USSR, just as Serbia is not a legal successor to the former Yugoslavia. After the collapse of Yugoslavia, Serbia was forced to join the United Nations as a newly formed subject of international law. In the same way, after the collapse of the Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic joined the United Nations as a new state, a newly formed subject of international law. In accordance with this practice, the Russian Federation and the USSR should be considered two different subjects of international law, since they are two different states. On December the 25th, 1991, Yeltsin signed the law of the SFRY number 2094-1 on changing the name of the state Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic. On changing the name of the state Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic, according to which the Russian Federation arose in the space by renaming one state formation of the SFRY, State Structure Republic, to another, the Russian Federation. The state structure is a federation, which is unequal. As a result of the publication of such a law, they changed not only the name, but actually replaced the state structure and, consequently, the state itself, without asking the opinion of the people. According to the constitution of the SFSR, Boris Yeltsin had no right to make such an important decision for the Republic individually. This is the prerogative of the nationwide vote of citizens of the SFSR, USSR, which is expressed in a referendum. Chapter 1, Part 5 of the Constitution of the SFSR, the most important issues of state life are submitted for nationwide discussion, and also put for a national vote, referendum. The SFSR is not a state. It is a union republic within the state of the USSR. This law was signed by the post of President of the Russian Federation, which is an official crime of a state scale and a forgery, since Boris Yeltsin at that time had the post of President of the SFSR, but not President of the Russian Federation. You cannot be self-appointed to government positions and sign any documents with a position that doesn't correspond to the one held. Such a document loses its legal force. It is absolutely illegal. Boris Yeltsin was inaugurated for the post of President of the Russian Federation only on the 9th of August 1996. Also, it is not possible to find the resolution of the Supreme Soviet of the SFSR to which this law refers. In the period from the 1st of January 1991 to the 1st of February 1992, there was no decisions of the Supreme Soviet of the RSFSR on renaming the RSFSR in the Russian Federation. In the same day, on December the 25th, 1991, at 38 minutes past 7 p.m. Moscow time, the Soviet flag was lowered over the Kremlin. The next day, on December the 26th, 1991, the Soviet Union ceased to exist. It was formed on December the 25th, 1922. The USSR was killed at 69 years old. The year 1992 has come. It was the most difficult year in the life of Soviet people after the Great Patriotic War. From January the 2nd to December the 15th, 1992, the government of Gaidar and Yeltsin began reforms to break socialism and introduce capitalism in our country. The most important reforms were the privatization of socialist property and the liberalization of prices. Voucher privatization was dishonest, unfair, and led to an undeserved sharp enrichment of a narrow group of people. And price liberalization led to a 1,000-fold increase in retail prices, while in the USSR the prices of goods didn't change for many years. It was a great shock for the Soviet people. They began to starve. Beggars and homeless people appeared in the streets, which practically didn't exist in the USSR. It was really so. The Supreme Soviet of the Russian Federation opposed Yeltsin's rash, hasty, and radical socio-economical liberal reforms. A confrontation began between President Yeltsin and the Supreme Soviet. The Constitution of the RSFSR of 1978, with the amendments of 1992, continued to operate in Russia, according to which Russia was a parliamentary republic, in which the president didn't have the right to single-handedly make decisions on any of the important issues without the approval of the Supreme Soviet of the RSFSR. Also, the Constitution of the USSR of 1977 continued to operate, and the laws of the USSR, the jure, continued to operate on the territory of Russia until December 1993. In spite of the fact that the disintegration of the USSR de facto was completed 2 years earlier.